Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Chapter RWBY Volume 8, which is on Chapter or Episode 11. Now, I know that I'm very late on this, etc., and I apologize, Let's just say I had some disturbances in my schedule and had to change things up a bit, So if anything else, let's just get this started. So we had to it that Ironwood, Winter, and everyone else, is pretty much, well, let's just say, Winter is still loyal to Ironwood, and I'm really surprised Ironwood did not do anything to Winter after what she has done in last episode, And of course, we see to it that Meryl talks with his Ace Ops co-workers and try to ask him what the hell is if this is really going to work out. And we had to it that Ironwood says he wants some drones to drop the payload, And realizing this, Meryl does not like this idea and says, "What the hell are you guys doing? Are you serious about this?" And right now, Vine, Elm, and Harriet does tell Meryl before they met with General Ironwood that they don't like this either, but they have to try. Even Vine's like so calm about the situation. And we have to it that that Meryl was so upset about this, seeing what Ironwood just became, He therefore says, "You know what? All this time, I wore this rank. I've worked for you guys in pride, saying that everything's going to work out, everything will be okay. But looking at this, it's all full of filth. It makes me want to puke. And I realize this is nothing more than a collar. A slave saying, pretty much, I'm a slave to you. Is that what you're saying? Forget it. I quit. I'm out." And Meryl was about to walk out, and Ironwood drew his gun on him. And Winter, before Ironwood could do anything, Winter decides to knock him down and says, "You want a collar? I'll give you one." And therefore, she ends up arresting Meryl, etc. As for, Team RWBY and her friends, they are really in a big bad bind right now, etc. And we even get to know that they already have drones and the payload ready at the Mantle Crater right now, and it's already turned to hell. Grimm is already spreading, and everything's really, really bad, like very, very bad. And we have to it that RWBY is really upset about this. Emerald said something that made it worse, and we have to it that that they decided to that RWBY runs out of the room and then ends up trying to cry for herself, while Yang follows in pursuit. While Ren ends up talking to Nora and John, he ends up apologizing about the situation when Nora and Ren and John argue amongst themselves, Well, it was Ren and Nora that usually argued, And we have to it that after, Ren finally lets everything out, John decides to leave right away so he can let Ren and Nora have their time together. And we have to it that they end up talking with each other, and we have to it that Ren ends up explaining why he thought if he could get stronger on himself, he could work harder and things would be better, And Nora, on the other hand, says, "I've been doing a lot of reckless things here and there," but Ren says, "What you do is actually what was for the best, and that's what I love about you, etc. Nora, on the other hand, says she needs to look for someone for herself first before she can even become the partner she can be to Ren, And the way I look at it, Ren confessed that he loves Nora for what she is, and that's the thing why he fell in love with her in the first place. Nora, on the other hand, asks Ren, "I want you to wait a little longer, okay? I want you to wait because I need to look for who I am for myself first before I do anything else, that kind of thing." And we see to it that after all that's happened here and there, Ren and Nora do comfort each other, and then Ren does play a little joke with her just to keep her stable. As for Crow and Robin, we have to it that Crow really wants to go to Ironwood's office and finish this, which in other words, he wants to kill him. And I can understand why, but Robin, on the other hand, tells him to snap out of it. If you're not doing this for anyone else but for yourself. I actually like a lot of things about you because, you do things what was right for everybody. Prove to me that I'm still right about that, So in other words, Crow, was on the way to vengeance and wants to kill Ironwood. It's already implicitly obvious, or should I say, it's a little obvious from the get-go. As for Robin, she calms Crow down and says, "Hey, think about what you're saying, okay? Let's calm down and work a plan out before we do anything stupid or reckless." And we have to it that they get interrupted by an elevator ding, and they end up seeing someone in the elevator, and they can only go into shock, which I think I know who it is. We all possibly know because, Winter took Meryl away just to arrest him, etc. And maybe Robin and Crow met up with her. As for Yang and RWBY, they end up talking with each other, and then, Yang talks about the Hound, and RWBY says, hey, did Blake tell you about what she saw in the Hound or something? And RWBY says that that's possibly what happened with Mom. I'm thinking in my mind, oh my gosh. This really broke down Yang very much, and RWBY really confessed everything, saying that she's nothing more than a stupid child that did a lot of crazy effed up stuff, She thought, helping out with Amity might do something, but it didn't do anything. But Yang tells her, look, you gave optimism, and you gave a warning shot to everybody. That's something. But we have to it that RWBY is still upset about the situation, and Yang says, hey, I did something reckless too, nothing worked out for me either, but we still saved Oscar. And Yang and RWBY try to comfort each other, or Yang tries to comfort her little sister, saying, giving up is not something we want to do, and that is not something that anyone else should do, And I understand that. Giving up is the worst thing you can do. That means you truly, truly lost. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us went through certain things where we had to choose something else and give up on something else, But we see to it things kind of gotten worse as for Penny is getting really amputated or agitated or being controlled by the virus, With the help of everybody along with Emerald, they managed to stop her. And we have to it that Penny asked RWBY to kill her because so she could transfer the powers to RWBY, etc. Fortunately, we have to it that Jean ends up using his aura amplifier to stop Penny's virus temporary, And we have to it that they end up hugging Penny and group hugging her, and RWBY and Nora comforts Penny saying that you are our friend, you're not a machine or a robot, that kind of thing. And we see to it that Emerald tells everyone, hey, I would be mad if you guys gave up or something, since I switched sides. And honestly, Emerald, what she did is really irredeemable, and it can never be forgiven. That much is considered. What she did in Volume 3, all the way up to Volume 5, and then, 6 and 7, whenever. But now that she saw what Salem is truly after, that's the thing. She decided to switch sides, knowing that sticking with her is going to bring everything to hell. By that time, we have to it that Oscar decides to tell everyone, hey, I think Ozpin wants to say a couple words, And therefore, RWBY decides, go on ahead. And we have to it that, Ozpin therefore talks about a fairy tale, But at the same time, he apologized to everyone, knowing that what he has done and what he really did is something that can never be forgiven. But he knows what he's done is something that is very despicable, and that he wants to apologize to everyone for it. And we have to it that Yang and everyone else understood, They say, it was rough, and Blake's like, hey, after everything we've been through, we understand why you hid it from us. Trust is a risk, etc. And risk has been the thing that's been the main theme in this episode, Like what RWBY, Yang, and everyone else did throughout this season, throughout this volume, was a big risk. Like, Yang wanted to go separate ways to help people out in Mantle, while RWBY wants to get Amity out just to take the risk of telling everybody, that kind of thing. And etc. Thinking help will come. And, after talking with Ozpin, who apparently told them everything and that they could finally take a risk to, help out, we have to it that Weiss's mother and little brother and Klein watches on proudly, seeing what they have become. And we have to it that, that Penny is still struggling a bit for the virus that's stuck inside her, because of Watts. And we have to it that Jean's like, I can't keep amplifying her power, amplifying her aura forever, And we have to it that that Penny that they say we should get Penny to the vault, which is a big risk, And there are things where Ozpin asked him, I hope you guys could take the risk to trust me once more, etc. And we see to it that RWBY says, I think that's the risk we gotta take with the vault, And therefore, RWBY makes a call to Ironwood that she will come to the vault. That much I will tell you. So, we had to it that Watts is actually listening onto this too, and knowing that the fact Neo shows up in front of Watts and Cinder, and Cinder turns around and smiles to see Neo's right there, And the chapter episode ends up there. So yeah, all I can really tell you that a lot of pressure came upon like Ruby's team and her friend, and after sorting things out, and stopping Penny from going haywire crazy. As for Crow and Robin, they need to do their own thing. Crow wants to kill Ironwood, but Robin snaps him out of it, telling him, "Wake the hell up! Right now, this isn't just about you. It's for everybody. Otherwise, everything would be blown to hell." As for Meryl, he's arrested by Winter Schnee before Ironwood could shoot him, that kind of thing, and etc. And possibly Robin and Crow might reunite with Winter and Meryl in the elevator, after they saw the ding. But whatever the case may be now, we have to it that, after Penny was saved by her friend, Ozpin shows up and tells him everything, and that everybody understands, we get why you hid it from us, and we understand. And right now they decided to put the risk of taking Penny to to the vault, and Ruby makes a call to Ironwood that Penny's on the way to the vault, so we'll do what you say, And yeah, Ironwood, I can't believe he was really serious about blowing up Mantle, that's really crazy. But whatever the case may be, yeah, everything's in crazy shambles right now, Don't know what's bound to happen next. But right now, next chapter episode is going to have to be the determining factor. Sorry about having this recap very late. Let's just say I told you before, I had some scheduling problems I had to sort out here and there. So, yeah, looking forward to next chapter episode. Don't know what's bound to happen next, but Salem's not going to be gone for long. So I don't know when she's coming back, but she is going to be angry. As for Ozpin, I'm glad that he's back, but I don't know what else he can do. Right now, I don't know if he could talk through Ironwood, but we'll have to see, So, until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alphazero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot!